Assalamu alaikum. Peace be upon you. This is another episode of the Jams Football Show with Kyle and Horace.
What's going on, pal? Salam.
Alaikum salam, Horace. So tomorrow football is back. We're coming off a bye week. Just had the first game of the NFL season last night. We're playing tomorrow bright and early at 8:30 in the morning. I love Saturday games for many reasons, but I mostly like it because I don't have to wait an extra day.
Oh man, I actually really love the Friday games this year. I'm a big fan.
Just same here, and I'm saying Saturday, and I'm also thinking I'm thinking more so of what we traditionally had, where we had Sunday games as well. And when you had Sunday games, it always seemed like you had to wait an extra day. No, I want to play in the first games of the week, but I didn't even think about Friday. But I love those too. Wish we had more of them. Hope there's more next season.
It's a good addition by the league. So
definitely.
It's been a while since I've been here. I think it's been 3 weeks since I last did a video. I mean, I only did the first week,
you were doing big things, like the big man you are. You were traveling. Where did you go besides Austria?
I went to Vienna, which is in Austria, and then Prague, which is in the Czech Republic, and both nice places. But it's better to be back here watching football, and I guess we should start off with the power rankings as usual, right?
Absolutely. So let's go in with the unanimous number one selection. That is Swag. And when we go and we look at the scores and schedule, you can see what I'm sharing, correct?
Yep.
All right. So when we look at, that's not what I'm looking for. We go to standings on the website and we look at the differential. We notice that Swag comes in at a staggering plus 68 in just a matter of 3 games.
Yeah, they just been blowing the doors off everyone. I just want somebody to stop their offense. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, second year with the quarterback, you knew things were only going to get better, and they have gotten better. Still got beasts for playmakers, added a very solid lineman. I don't know if he plays offensive snaps, definitely logs some defensive quality snaps in Mr. Maurice Lyles. Seen the boy, he can definitely play. So Swag is the unanimous number one. Looks like they are primed to repeat for the second consecutive championship. New World Order.
Hey, honestly, I love the gifts that they're posting. Whenever you think they'd be running out, they just come back with more and more.
Yep, they do. Macho Man Randy Savage, Hulk Hogan, that is Hollywood Hogan. NCAA.
And let's not forget the Heartbreak Kid, I think.
No, Heartbreak Kid. I don't know if he was in NWO when they came to WWE, but
honestly, I was a little
Heartbreak Kid is Shawn Michaels.
So. Yeah, so then who's the other guy? Oh no, never mind. Isn't that Bret the Hitman Hart? Bret the Hitman. I don't remember his last name. Hart. That's what it was.
I think you're thinking of Ric Flair, my dude.
Whatever. We're arguing over something stupid. But yeah. So Swag's number one. Number two, the best defense in the league. By far, the Knights.
The Knights. And we're going to show some tape from the Knights game to show just how stout their defense was when they played the Hurricanes. Is it fair to say that they have the best defense in the league? Well, they haven't allowed a single point, if I'm not mistaken, or have they? No, not a single point in a matter of 2 games. And they didn't play any slouches in those first. They did play VS, excuse me.
But also, let's be fair. Spartans also actually haven't given up a single point. They just their offense gave up a safety.
Very true. The difference is Spartans only scored 12, whereas the Knights have scored 50. And yeah, so
that's 50 over 2 games. So that is there's a little bit there. There's a little give and take.
But hold your horses. One of those games was also against VS.
Oh, okay.
And it is a darn shame to give up 38 points in a Jams game. Now, Horace,
yep.
We played a couple seasons together on GPAC, and we got blown out many times. There was a lot of 30-0 games. There was a lot of 20-some-0 games. I don't think we ever lost 38-0.
I think we did. I think we did to Swag in our second year with GPAC. And
I don't think so, and we can actually check that.
Oh, boy, let's not. Dude, can we get a trigger warning here? Because this is bad.
All right, so this is our second year in the league. GPAC 2-8.
This is not good. These are not good memories. Yeah.
That's swag. We lost 0-26.
Oh, I remember being
The most we let up in a game was 28. Not even 30 that season.
Yeah, but look at it. We gave up 28, 27, 26, 24.
Look how many goose eggs. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0.
Okay,
0,
that's enough.
0.
That's enough.
Okay. Enough of that.
All right, so let's on to the Union, who I don't know what's going on, man. Like, they kind of make me shut up. Yeah, they're old, but they just execute so well.
Yeah, now let's take a step back for a second. You, sir, have the Knights at number 2, whereas I have the Union at number 2. I'm not ready to say after 2 games in this young season that all of a sudden, it's still warm out. We'll see what happens when the colder months come out. Do these guys with the Knights, do they really have that long? I mean, there's no doubt. You watch the tape. There's talent there. There's no doubt about it. But are these guys committed to the team? Are they household jams names yet? I don't know if we can say that. So I'm going to go with the proven commodity in the Union as my second team.
All right. So we both have Spartans 4th. Do we have them 4th last week?
I don't know that. I think that they were a little – I remember last week or 2 weeks ago rather, I had Omar on, and we both kind of had the Spartans in the middle of the pack. They weren't in that top 4. I know that for sure. Mm-hmm. I don't remember exactly where I had them in, but he also kind of – and rightfully so, part of that's trying to be humble and stuff. And he wanted his team to go out and prove it before he would boost their ranking. He kind of had them somewhere around, I would say, the 6-7 range, I think.
All right. I mean, their defense looks really good. Their offense, not the Hurricanes. That game against Boone Bounty Hunters, they drove down a couple times, but they just couldn't finish off drives. Like, I think there were 3 different times where they got basically within 10 yards of the end zone and just couldn't finish.
Yeah, sometimes it's very hard to score TDs in this league because, whereas in the NFL, college, high school, running the ball is very effective on the goal line. Not so much in jams because all you got to do is pull off a flag. So if a guy even comes near you, well, it's not like you have to, bring him to the ground. You just all you gotta pull off his flag. Doesn't matter if he's leaning forward or whatever. So sometimes it can get very difficult to score when you get down there. And we're going to actually talk about that when we watch the Knights Hurricanes game because that was a game changer in that game. But anyway, you have the Hurricanes at 5.
All right, so here's my thing about Hurricanes. It's starting to get to the point. I mean, they lost 2 in a row. I don't think they've ever lost more than 2 or 3 in a season. And if they did, it was to one of the league teams. So how they do last year? Let's go with that because I think let's go. I know they lost to Dime City once. I think they lost to the Union or Swag, one or the other.
Okay, so the Hurricanes last season, they were 8-2.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see. They did actually lose 2 in a row.
Okay, but it was Union and Dime City. Dime City was like the last play of the game as well. So there's that.
Yeah, and losing to the Union, I mean, you can't really be thoroughly upset with that because they beat a lot of people.
That's true. Who did Hurricanes lose to in the first time this year? Oh, they lost to the Knights, right?
Hurricanes lost to the Knights. Let's go to –
and they lost to Dime City. Looks like Dime City just has their number. Okay, so it's not a bad team. So before we started recording the show, I was kind of thinking like, how good can we rank these teams? Are we ranking them based off their reputation or on their play? So I guess it's leaning more towards their play than their reputation for now. But they are sliding down in these rankings.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you there for sure. Yeah, it's a little disappointing, as we said before. Father Time catches up with everyone, and it's catching up with the Hurricanes. They look slower out there. Let's be honest, Harsh.
They look exhausted. I mean, yeah, it's a flag football league, but these guys are in like their mid-30s. So I think some might be even hitting the 40-year mark. I don't know, but these guys aren't spring chickens anymore.
Not at all. Let's actually go and look at the age of the Hurricanes.
Notice how
there's not many age is actually listed there.
They're trying to hide it.
I know Chris is pretty up there. I think maybe
He's probably
not.
the same
Actually.
age as Farouk, actually. Farouk and Chris, I think, went to high school together.
Okay, Farouk is 38.
Yeah.
Chris Drakeford,
Yeah.
35.
37,
Annie, 34.
34,
Kilkenny, 37. They probably really don't have a 40-year-old, but I mean, mid-30s is very common amongst this team.
All right. So, yeah, they're looking old. Let's move on to our number 6 spot.
Okay, who do you got, Hars?
Well, I actually have the Boonton Bounty Hunters there. And I see.
Why? Tell me why.
I just think that they have more talent than they've shown. Their defense isn't half bad. A little coverage issue sometimes here and there. Quarterback, it's kind of working out with Brandon Bowen. I mean, yeah, I think he's a much better receiver, but hey, if it works, it works, right? Like these
No
guys
doubt about
this
it.
game. Oh, sorry. Go on.
It's all about wins and losses. So if a guy who can give you some mobility, and I'm sure he can make some throws too. I heard he has a very good arm. If that's what's going to win it for you, and if that means taking away one of the best receivers in the league, then I guess that's what you got to do.
I mean, yeah, it works out. It's like we've seen last year with Dime City replacing a good lineman and then putting him at quarterback with Casey. So it's whatever works, right? What about you? You got Dime City there.
I have Dime City there. I think their defense is superior to Boonton Bounty Hunters. I know Boonton played a stellar defensive game against Code Red. And we know Code Red, I mean, you look back to them the past 2 years, they haven't really put up much points. They only put up 2 touchdowns against VS, where let's not forget, VS also gave up 38 to the Knights earlier this year. So VS is no powerhouse on defense. But I don't know. I mean, I just feel like Dime City is the superior team to Boonton, more physical. I don't know that you could say their quarterback situation is anything better than Boonton. I mean, again, give props to Brandon. I think I'd probably give the nod to Brandon. I mean, I know some guys on the Dime City team are chirping, oh, we got our quarterback now. I mean, I've yet to see him personally. So
honestly, I'll be honest. A lot of my assumptions on Dime City are going off absolutely nothing but the box scores. So,
I mean, I saw a little bit of their game.
The Hurricanes game, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that Dime City has improved the way that I thought they were at the beginning of this year. You know, Casey was probably the most active person in the offseason saying, no doubt about it, this team will be improved going forward. And I haven't seen it yet. There's no doubt that a lot of those guys are very passionate on that team, and they're trying to make it work. You know, freakishly, I guess, gifted guy size-wise, Jordan, who now plays with the Hurricanes, he was with Dime City last year, and I feel like we're talking about like NFL players or something here, but kind of a project type player. I mean, I think he'd be the first to admit that he needed to clean up some things in terms of his technique and how he played. But, you know, to just kind of give up on him to, you know, totally forego a roster spot. I mean, the guy's 6'4", 270, and I guess if you refine some of his technique and stuff, he could probably be a force in this league. I mean, I think there's no doubt that he was committed to the team. He would show up to every game. You want guys like that in this league. So to kind of, I guess, give up on him in lieu of someone else, you know, they think that they're building a championship caliber team, but I just haven't seen it.
I mean, then again, they started off slow last season as well, and then they surprised us and did well in the playoffs. So,
absolutely. And let's go and let's see exactly how they started last year. When did they start peaking and making that run last year?
I think they also did start that run against teams that weren't as good. I might be wrong with that.
Okay, so they were 6-4. Lost to the Union, pretty close game. That 6-14, that was a close game. I would say that. Spartans 14-8, that's a solid win. I mean,
they weren't good. Spartans weren't good last year. Let's not forget. They didn't get their first couple wins until the end of the season.
They weren't. Defense was suspect, and quarterback play was, you know, not what it is now or what it was before prior to last season. Boonton 8-14 loss. Code Red. I mean, Boonton
and Code Red weren't good teams at the time either. Let's not forget.
No, they weren't. VS 12-8 win. You're VS.
Yeah, we saw it.
Game Breakers 9-0. I mean, that's nothing special. Game Breakers was the worst team in the league. It's better defensively than offensively. Gladiators 28-20 win. I think that's a pretty solid win. Titans 20-0. We got stomped that game. I mean, it could have been worse than 20-0. And then the signature win of the year is the 1918 victory over the Hurricanes. And then obviously they lost to the Knights 6-14 regular season, came back the next week, and we all know what happened in that game. Multiple overtimes, one of the best games that I've ever seen. And the Dime City pulled that one off.
Yep. Well, I guess that's your case for Dime City. I have them 8th, and then I have Code Red above them just because they do have 2 wins. Although they lost a pretty good player in my eyes to an ACL tear. So
who was that?
That was Devron, former Rutgers linebacker.
He tore his ACL when?
I think last week or 2 weeks ago.
Oh, wow. I did not know that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he played pretty solid against us, too, I will say. They did a lot of stuff. They wanted to get Haroon outside the pocket. Haroon's pretty good throwing outside the pocket. So they did a lot of stuff where they tried to seal the ends in and let him throw from out there. And I will be honest, sometimes trying to be a pass rusher, and I was getting doubled on certain plays. But he's a very good blocker, actually. And there's at least a play or two where I definitely got sealed right inside. It was a very solid block, and I was washed out of the play for sure. So that's definitely sad news, and our thoughts and prayers go out to him.
All right, and then our bottom 3 match up. Gladiators, GPAC. Oh, actually, no, they don't. You have VS above GPAC. Oh.
I do. I mean, listen, VS has given up a lot of points. GPAC, they surprised us. But listen, we both got ourselves at number 9. We haven't really proved anything yet. Right? We lost to Code Red, a team that's only 2 spots above us. Haven't played Dime City. Our team lost to them last year. Boonton, I mean, I guess they've looked better than us thus far this season. I mean, GPAC scoring against us, do you think that's more of GPAC being improved? I mean, listen, I do think that they are improved. I was pleasantly surprised. But I think that touchdown is more so what we did. And then you see towards the end of the game, we started pouring it on more and more and more. And had that game gone on for a couple extra minutes, I think we could have put up a couple more touchdowns. What do you think?
Well, so I was watching from the sidelines when we were on defense. And Uzzer did better as a passer, honestly, at least for that first half. Second half, I don't think much changed. But he was juking people left and right as he always does. But this time he didn't run backwards, which was our problem with GPAC. And it's not like he got much time either. He actually got a couple times.
He had very little time. Yeah, the very first play of the game. I can't wait to see the game tape. Beat the guard, rushed in a quick second, and of course he does the thing where he spins, pirouettes to the outside, not throwing shoulder, and totally should have seen it coming, but he got me good on that one. I mean, there's no doubt that he's very good at doing spin moves.
Oh, there was one that was even better where he just basically jumped backwards on you, and it was one of the best jukes I've seen. But either way, why do you have VS over GPAC? VS hasn't scored a single point. They've given up the most points in the league, I believe. It's not looking good for them.
Yeah, I mean, GPAC has only played 2 games as well, and let's not forget their first game. They went out and gave up 32 to Union. And I mean, if you're looking at a per game basis, GPAC has played 2 games now. One is 32 points where they gave up, and the other is 23 where they gave up. Whereas VS has played 2 or 3 games? Let's look.
VS has played 3.
All right, VS has played 3. I cannot remember the exact teams. I know that they played Code Red. I know that they played
played Swag and then they played the Knights.
Okay. All right. 32, 13, and 38. Swag giving up 32 points, I guess, is not unforeseen. Best offense in the league. 38 points to the Knights. I still can't figure that one out.
Okay, but
only gave up 13 to Code Red.
Only, but also they didn't score against Code Red.
True. But if GPAC plays Code Red, how much do you think Code Red's putting up?
I'd say more or less the same. Maybe I think GPAC gets closer to scoring.
Wow. Okay. I guess I mean, I guess the proof will be in the pudding tomorrow when we play VS. Then back-to-back weeks, we'll play both of these teams, and then I'll get a very good assessment of which one is really better this year. But I think going based off of what I saw last year with VS and just what I know from playing on GPAC for 2 years, I'm going to give VS the nod there.
Okay. All right, and that wraps up our power rankings. You want to go over some highlights?
Absolutely. So which game should we start with, Horace?
I mean, there's only 2 posted from before. So let's start off with Boone and Spartans. Oh, wait, you already have it open. There we go.
I do, but I need to know exactly what times I should be looking at with this one.
All right. So I mostly pay attention to this one, and forgive me if I miss a few nice plays here and there. Let's start off at 107.
Okay, 107. Let's see.
And this play, it didn't result in a touchdown, but I saw it was nice, creative, fun to see.
Hold on 1 second. I just want to make sure that this is being presented to everyone, which I don't know that it is. Hold on a second.
Should There we go.
Right. Hold on. Okay.
All right, there we go.
So it should be working. All right.
We're
So
going
you told me
107.
107. My computer's being a little funky today. I'm trying to rewind it.
Yeah.
I want to give it away beforehand. Okay.
All right, so hold on. I just found out this feature. Oh, wait. Maybe I can't do it.
So are you trying to share as well?
Oh, whoops. Okay, never mind. I guess we'll go back to the thing. Or
Yeah, I think.
let's see.
So right now it tells me that you're presenting to everyone.
Whoops.
So you want to go ahead and present to everyone, or you want me to do it?
You're going to have to go back and do it since my screen share doesn't work. But there's a cool function that I see on my page. So it's called the draw option, where I could actually like draw things out like they do in real life. All right.
Yeah,
so
my wife utilizes that sometimes, but I don't know how to work it in Hangout, to be honest. Okay, so let's not try to get too crazy with the apps, Mr. Horace, and let's try to focus on the tape. All right, so I'm going to say from the get-go, I haven't watched this game yet. I watched the other one that was posted for this week. So, Horace, you're going to have to walk me through this one.
All right, so let's start the tape. We're watching full speed. I'm not a fan of it. So what we see is down here. Oh, what happened there? Was that a false start? That was a false start. So we'll see here. We see a nice little hitch route right here. And we have Catanani coming over. And we got the traditional hook and ladder play.
Wow.
I didn't go for a touchdown, but I almost did. And I thought it was great. Like, you don't see that much creativity. Not many people run the hitch and ladder just because it's not exactly easy to, like, work out. It's something that does need practice. But these guys ran pretty well.
I know we tried to run it a couple times in our playing time together and never really got it. I want to watch that again.
All right. So there's that. There's a toss, and he's going upfield.
And that is a bad man with the ball in his hand. By the way, he's a New England Patriots fan, if you didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. We actually go to the same school. You keep not presenting somehow. I don't know what's going on.
That's not good.
You like stop presenting halfway through.
I thought it was because you were. I thought it was because you were fooling around with those apps.
No, I'm not doing anything anymore. All right, so let's move on to the 7-minute mark. To be more exact, 7 minutes and 4 seconds.
Okay, cool.
And this, there you go. And we don't have to like watch this in slow motion just because the league was so kind to do it for us. So what I said this earlier. Spartans kept driving but couldn't finish drives. This is a perfect example of that. We got an out route right there, and looks like he's in, but the ref said he's down. And this is, I believe, 4th down. Now it's in slow motion. We actually see the ball and his arm just. You don't see any line in between. So I think the refs ruled it correctly. He was right before the goal line. All right, and then should we move
Wow.
on?
Do you know who that player was? I did not catch the player.
I mean, he doesn't have a jersey on. He's right there in the middle of the screen or to the left with the red shirt on. So,
For the life of me, I cannot figure out who that is.
all right. So let's move on to 927.
Okay, and I think when I go full screen with something and then I exit, that's what's stopping the screen share. I think I figured it out.
All right, this is another thing we won't have to rewind just because the league was also so nice to us. I guess they have the same taste in highlight plays as we do. So you said double zero. I think it's 00, but Omar Kathanani, he called him a bad man. I like to call him the Mighty Mite because he's 5'3" or something like that, and he's just fast. He's good. He can catch the ball. He can run out of the catch. He's the league's Darren Sproles. Oh, we're going to 927, by the way.
Okay, sorry. The Darren Sproles of the league?
Yeah. Why not? Do that, or actually Steve Smith, I guess, kind of works, but he's really good laterally. So here we go. I'm not sure this is the play. Okay, it's the next play. So this is the last 4 seconds of the game or something like that. I think they bring that up on the screen. This isn't the play either. I guess we're loading. Okay, it's the next play for sure. The next play for sure. Here we are. 6 seconds left, and he just makes a nice grab at the back of the end zone, shows off a little bit. The Mighty Mite winning the game, and here it is in slow motion.
Wow.
And he jumps pretty high for a guy his size. So it's pretty impressive.
Hey, this guy right here, you can see my mouse?
Mm-hmm. I see it.
Is that Rich Osinowo, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly? He was with Boonton the season that they had their championship run. Very good lineman from what I hear. He's a very big dude. This guy, I remember him wearing 00, and this guy, same skin complexion. He's very big. It's got to be the same guy, right? I know he's on the roster.
The roster does say Rich Osinowo. I don't remember him being good just because I've only played him once, I believe. Mm-hmm. So you might know better than I will. Should we move on?
Personally, never played against him. Just heard good things. But anyway, let's go on to the other tape. So cool stuff. You know, we like watching it in slow-mo. And we don't have that feature with Vimeo, but I think I got to go back to my screen presenting. We don't have that feature with Vimeo to do it ourselves, so it's kind of cool that the league, those certain plays that we wanted to see, they did it right for us.
All right, and I guess we should get move on because we're running at about the 25-minute mark right now.
Okay. All right, so the Canes are driving down right here, get right near the goal line. Now, this is a big play league. Now, that was a big play right there, right? Drove it right down to the goal line. But when you break away on a big play, you got to get it in the end zone. You got to in this league. We just said that it's hard to run when you get down there. And listen, we see right here, doesn't look like the Canes are running. No running back in the backfield. Maybe that's – and they don't have their good running back, Randy, who was very good for them for a long time. Maybe that's partially why. But it's also difficult to run down there. So let's just watch going forward. Kilkenny's at the quarterback. All right, nothing on that play. Should be this play right here. DeZuter right here, all-star from last season. Does not go down.
Oh, is this a pick six?
This is a pick six, the first points of the game.
Wow.
And yeah, I mean, what a momentum swing right there.
That's a 12-point swing.
That's in the sixth. That's in the second half, towards the end of the game. And from my understanding of watching this game, the Hurricanes were moving the ball better up and down the field than the Knights. Now, the Knights do have a solid D. I've always kind of, I guess, questioned their O or thought the O is the inferior part of their team. They're a very good team. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. But, I mean, offense wins games, defense wins championships. I mean, I guess the Knights, their D is really solid to, I guess, stop the Hurricanes and then just kind of convert points that you could potentially give up into your own points is just huge. So I thought that was absolutely amazing right there. Jeff DeZuter, we gave him a lot of props last year. First-year player in the league as of last year, was an all-star in his own right. Actually ended up playing quarterback for them last year. Came in the last couple games, played quarterback, won them the last game of the season against Dime City, and then played a hell of a game in the playoff game. Just came up a little short. All right, so I think there's one other play that I wanted to show. Oh no, actually that was it. I think I can maybe show more, but we'll leave it at that. So, big play league, got to punch it in when you get the chance. Horace, let's go on to our pick 'em.
All right, let's go.
Sound good?
Yep.
And I think I need a screen share again.
All right.
So, all right.
So here we are, week 4. Oh, are you at the page yet?
I'm working. There we go. Okay. So the very first game, we're not going to pick that one. We're participating in that one. It's just a thing that we've been doing over the past year. So
Union Dime City. We'll go with Union Dime City, Saturday, 9:45. And we'll go with what we think our final scores are, right?
Absolutely. You go first.
All right, I'm going to go with 19-12 Union.
Don't see that much scoring in this one. They played 6-14 last season. I don't know if they've matched up since early last season. Did they match up in the playoffs? Do you remember, Horace? I can't remember.
No, they didn't.
Okay, so they did match up in the playoffs. I thought they might have met each other in the second round, but apparently not. But I'm going to think I see it more as a 12-6 game. Union on top.
I mean, one thing to know.
I just don't see there being that much points.
I mean, one thing to know about Dime City is that they have given up the 3rd most points in the league so far.
And I think a lot of those came against Swag, which I think is more of an aberration. I think if they played Swag later in the season, I think they'd still lose, but not give up that many points.
Okay. So we got our prediction. Did you say? Oh yeah, you did say a score. All right, GPAC versus the Knights.
So this is a Sunday 8:30 a.m. game, and this is in Riverside County Park. I don't know if I think more of the Knights guys are Central Jersey guys as well. GPAC, a lot of those guys are Central Jersey guys as well. It's still early in the season. Wonder how many guys will make the trip. GPAC seems to have attendance issues. Just speaking to a couple guys on the team, they've told me that. Got some rather small guys on the line.
Yeah, attendance issues are killer. Like I hate to see teams not have enough to play. It's just not good.
Yeah, I mean they had enough to field a full team, but when you have everyone going both ways, usually isn't good news. And I don't know that GPAC had that last week. I think they only had 1 or 2 guys on the sideline, but even that first week, they did not have great attendance. I'm going to go with the Knights on this one, and I think it's going to be I could see it being 28-0.
28-0? I guess I'm going to say you're being generous. So how much did we score against GPAC?
23.
All right, so let's see. The Knights put up 38 versus VS. I'll say 32-0.
32-0, the exact score when they went against the Union week 1. All right, let's go on to Swag versus the Boonton Bounty Hunters. Sunday, 9:45, and this is at Swag's home field. Horace, what do you think?
I mean, the question is, by how much will Swag win? Like, these guys just – how do you stop them from scoring? I'll say 24 – I'm going to say 24-0. I want to say 24-6, but I don't really believe in the Boonton offense right now.
Neither do I. I think I don't know that. I actually think Boonton is going to come out and play a pretty solid defensive game. They're still going to let up 3 touchdowns. I see this going 21-0. I don't see anything coming on the offensive side of the ball from Boonton, but they'll play a better defensive game than I think some people are expecting. Let's go on to the Spartans versus the Hurricanes.
It's a big prove-it game for the Hurricanes.
Absolutely. People are down on them, doubting them right now, saying they're too old. Now, they can look at that 2 ways. It's not just us. It's not just us. Let's be honest.
I
mean, most people still know they're very legit. But come on, you think we're the only people that are saying that?
I mean, they've also said it themselves, but okay. Spartans, Hurricanes, 11 a.m., last game of the week. Who you got?
Making me go first. I'm going to go with the Spartans on this one.
Oh. Okay.
I think it's time. I think it's time to say the Hurricanes are no longer an elite team.
Wow, so you're going to count them out?
I'm going to count them out. I'm going to go on record right now to say the Hurricanes will not win the championship this year. Book it.
I mean, it's hard to see that when Swag looks so strong. So that's
part of the reason why I'm saying it. But I don't even see them competing with them. Like, whereas years past, the games were good. I don't know that the Hurricanes come out and play a good game with Swag this year. I do think the Hurricanes were the team that beat Swag last year.
I'm not.
Let's look that up real quick.
All right.
If you don't mind. But
I'm in the wrong year.
Let's see. Hurricanes.
I thought they lost Swag. Oh no, you're right.
12-0. 12-0.
12-0. But that was a different team.
It's a different team.
But yeah. So
not happening this year. Horace, do you still see them as an elite team? I think they are an upper echelon team. Elite, I can't say that.
All right. I'm going to say the final score is going to be 12-6 in the Hurricanes' favor.
Wow. So the big upset.
I'm putting I don't think it's that big of an upset. I think we both had them ranked 3-4 or something like that, or 4-5. So
I got our power rankings on the screen right now.
Mm-hmm.
You have the Hurricanes at 5, and so do I. We have the Spartans, the Knights, the Union, and Swag all ranked above them.
Mm-hmm. So I don't think it's that big of an upset. I just think the Spartans' offense, I mean, yeah, they haven't been putting up points. They have been driving, though. They have been driving, but I think the Hurricanes' offense is just as good. Their offensive line probably not as good, but I think they can do it.
Whoa, you just said the Hurricanes' offense is just as good as who?
As the Spartans.
Oh, okay, the Spartans. I thought you might have been meaning Swag for a second. I was like,
Swag's offense is a whole nother level. They went from being like the greatest show on turf, is what I called them last year, to basically like the Denver Broncos offense of past. Actually, no, I'll say the New England Patriots offense from 2007.
I was just thinking the same thing.
So, all right, I guess, does that wrap us up?
That about wraps it up. So we had some bold predictions right there. You, sir, are saying that your 5th-ranked team is going to go and beat the number 1 team that's just been blowing everyone out of the water. And then I went and the 3-time, or are they a 2 or 3-time champion, the Hurricanes?
The Hurricanes are, I'll say twice. I'll be safe.
It's at least twice, and I think Union's got 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the other one belongs to Swag. I'm saying that they are not going to compete for the championship. I don't really think that they have a legitimate shot. And boys, Hurricanes, I mean, let this be motivation, you know? Say, oh, that guy is sitting behind his computer talking crap. What does he know?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, the Hurricanes have always been really respectful to me. I like the guys over there.
Yeah, they're a fun bunch.
They are a fun bunch. I really do like them. They've always been nice to me. I have to honestly say that. But if I'm doing this show, I got to call it like I see it, or else I'm doing an injustice to everyone and I'm wasting everyone's time. So that's honestly what I think.
I mean, I'll be honest. I think a lot of guys are nice to us just because they want to hear good things about them when we're talking about their team. Like, as many times as we bashed the Game Breakers last year, they always came up to me and, like, showed us love, basically.
Yeah, I can honestly say that. I mean, other than when I played the Game Breakers in years past, they weren't so nice on the field, but always off the field they were. So I think that about wraps it up, Horace. Looking forward to the week.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and we hope that everyone stays healthy.
It's a wonderful week. We got gyms, college football, and NFL football this week. It's going to be a nice time.
Week one. There's nothing like that opening kickoff. Everyone starts anew. Everyone starts afresh. Everyone still has Super Bowl hopes and aspirations on the horizon. Some people might not think it's realistic, but who knows? Who can go on those New York Giants Super Bowl runs?
Well, it's definitely not going to be your fantasy football team. All right, I'm signing off.
All right, Horace. Take care, everyone. Assalamu alaikum. Peace be upon you.